feel a little bit. It's taken us like 2 weeks to record this next one, and I was like, I know what I want to do. I want to do this sort of a series, okay? So we're gonna watch the next film in that series. The good thing is I chose 13 Ghosts to do first. There's only 2 films in that series, so it's 13 Ghosts, and then I watched this film, Ghost Ship. I don't think I have to go through the opening scene, but I'm going to anyway because it's metal as hell. There is this long panning shot of a ship, like a 60s ship. It's on the main deck, poop deck. Is that right? Or am I just wanting to say poop? It might be I want to say poop. They're on the main deck of the ship and they're dancing. And we really focus down on this young girl who is in a bunch of stuff. She's in Sucker Punch. She's in the original Lemony Snicket movie. And before that, she was in this. She's probably been stuff before this, but she was in this. This is what I know her from first. The logo shows up. It's got this kind of 50s, 60s I Dream of a Genie effect. I don't know why it's important. I just really wanted to cover the logo. Was really off-putting. It doesn't look like the logo for a horror movie. The 13 Ghosts horror logo looks like a horror movie logo. The Ghost Ship logo doesn't look scary. The reason that this film really sticks out to me in general as well, I should probably cover this very early, is I watched this on a ship. Okay? Watching Ghost Ship on a ship, I wouldn't suggest it at all. It's not, especially when you're like young. I don't know when this film came out, but whatever this film came out at a year, that's when I would have seen it. On a ship, not a good idea. And we open up, we get a pan shot. There's some nice music. We meet the main girl in this, like the young girl. We meet some of the assembly cast. There's a singer. These are all actually quite important characters. Sort of. The singer is, I thought, was Eva Longoria. It's not Eva Longoria. Looks nothing like Eva Longoria. 100% don't know where I got Eva Longoria from. I think maybe I'd watched Desperate Housewives the same year and I was like, close enough. But I might have mild face blindness. I've never been checked. I just think that I probably do. There is also, as I say, this again might be the face blindness showing up. There is a steward who's also important, who I thought was Crispin Glover. Again, not Crispin Glover. So, again, as I say, I don't think I have to go through this whole thing, but I will do anyway. There's a set of events, almost a mousetrap level set of events. One of them American machines where it's like a boot kicks a ball and the ball hits something, and we don't get them in the UK, but you see them in like books and stuff like that. Something Goldberg machine, I think, something of that nature. Something pulls the rope, a wire, and the wire gets really tense and it snaps and it through everybody, cuts through them all in one like foul movement, one swift movement. I can't show any of that. It's too grotesque. What I can talk about quickly is the girl's reaction, which is of sheer fear, because she's the only one that lives, and that's simply because she's too short. The other thing that I want to talk about is just the guy's pants falling down like that. They were like, that shot was so important. They probably paid 20-30 quid to do that shot. I'm going to show it again just for the humour of it. Don't know why that needs to be in the film. We blast forward and it's 20 whatever year it is. 2020 whatever. Okay. I don't remember. I didn't write these down. I should have looked these up first, but I didn't write them down. We meet the scavenger crew of this kind of skeleton crew of scavengers. They're looking to find boats. They're in the middle of one now when we first meet them. We meet all the characters. There is, I've wrote them all down. These ones I have wrote down. There's Carl Urban, the only one that I actually recognize. There's a blonde guy that he looks like he's the bad guy in Scott Pilgrim. He looks like one of the evil boyfriends in Scott Pilgrim. There's the good wife, who again I thought was the woman from Fringe. Different actress. So this film has really told me that I may have like face blindness. That's what this film has informed me of. And there's 3 other guys. There's horny guy. There's tech wizard guy. He's like trying to fix things. I can't remember what the last guy is. Their job really is to pull wrecks to the shore and scrap them and sell them. Then we meet Desmond Harrington's character. Now I do know this actor because he plays the bad guy in every movie. He's not the bad guy in this movie though. because I think it's because he's got cheekbones. I think that's it. That's what the reason that he's the bad guy in every movie is he's just got cheekbones. He tells this crew of the 6 people after we see them do their job. He tells the crew, I found a boat. I'm a pilot. I'm flying around. I see this boat. It's a ghost ship. Baby. He doesn't say ghost ship. He should have. The Desmond's character is called Fairman. That's important. It's a very important name that you've got to write down. Write it down now or remember it. Important to the plot. If you want to find the boat, I know where the boat is. I've got the location. You've got the skills and the tugboat. We're doing this together, or we're not doing this at all, which makes sense. I can't argue that. So they head off and find the ship. They're calling the ship, not on the phone, on like a radio. Test it. Testes. 1 2 1 2. Over and up. Testes. 1 2. No reply on anything. In fact, they can't even see the boat, and then boom, they hit the boat. But they're all right. They're fine. There's no damage done. So they get on the ship that's been lost for like at this point nearly 50 years, and there's little clues that people are like still on the boat. Winky winky. There is actually people still on the boat, sort of. The as they walk around, they have a little there's something here and there's something there. You know, they find little bits and clues. They find a digital watch. That's quite important, sort of, because obviously digital watches didn't exist in the 60s. Did they? He says they didn't. I don't feel like they did. But we start getting the some Evil Dead close-up shots, the style shots, which is kind of common for this guy, this director, this kind of castle. They wander around for about 20 minutes before one of them like falls through the floor, and this is where we see the first ghost, and it's the little girl from the beginning, the one who's played by Violet Beauregard. Is it Violet Beauregard, or is that Violet Beauregard from Willy Wonka? I don't remember. I might be getting this character is called Violet. There's too many characters called Violet. The only woman in this is the good wife, and she's the one that saw the ghost girl. So she sort of like almost trauma dumps to the farrier about the ghost girl, trying to like feed him in on the information. He seems unperturbed about it. He doesn't bother. He's just, he kind of, I think he puts her mind at like ease a little bit and says, when I'm flying for days on end, sometimes I'll see something. It's like a mirage sort of thing, and that sort of relaxes into maybe I didn't see something. I'm just sort of picturing something that didn't. Again, I feel like there was probably a subplot, like the last one. There was like a subplot that they took out, maybe about her losing a daughter or something of that nature. On the big ship, I keep saying boat. I mean ship. If I say boat, sometimes I'll mean a boat and sometimes I mean a ship because there's two. On the big ship, they find out that the engine doesn't work, which is not important because they've got the tugboat and there is holes in the hull from where it hit some rocks that they're going to hit again in like 48 hours. So they've got 48 hours. They put a timer on it. Not a literal timer. They're not like, bing, there's a timer, baby. Dude, it's not a 24. They're just a timer, a metaphorical timer. But they put a timer on it, and then, which is, we kind of meet what I'm going to call an autofile. I'm not sure if that's right. I don't know if that's a true thing. He's talking to a picture, and you think that he's like talking to like a picture of a sexy woman. He is talking to a picture. We cut to the picture, it's like a car. It's like a Corvette or something. I don't know. It's like an American muscle car. But he's like super horny for this car. While he's like fantasizing about the engine, the rest of the crew go back on the ship and start looking around for artifact stuff that's worth stuff. Basically, see what they can pull off the ship. Which is where we get a little bit more glimpse of how the ship used to be back in the day. They all split up because it's just a little empty ship. Every character meets sort of like a little hint of what the ship was like, but also what happened to the ship. We say the good wife sees the pool, and it's got lots of bullet holes in it, and the bullet holes, when she turns around, the bullet holes start pissing blood. The horny guy, he starts hearing a song on the radio. There's like a horny, I'm going to call him the horny guy, okay, because that's pretty much what he's just like, that's what he is. The horny guy starts hearing a song on the radio after he sees a picture of the singer, and he's like, God damn, I'm horny for her, the picture of the woman. And he's like, well, I've got a fiance at home, but damn, she good. And then we see the captain, the new captain meets the old captain, the dead captain from the beginning of the film. Not Crispin Glover. It wasn't Crispin Glover. The good wife and ferryman find a room that's locked up. They open it, and pissing. The room starts pissing water at them, bloody water, and some corpses float out, all bloated and gross. They also find a bunch of boxes that, when they open, are full of rats. And then under the rats is a load of gold. So they're not really that bothered by the rat. The rats are a bit scary. It's like a jump scare thing. It's like when they open a cupboard and there's a cat in it. It's that, but with rats, which are scarier. Rats are scary. And then we meet the singing ghost with the horny man. The horny man meets the singing ghost. We're back. There's like a hard cut. We go back to the mechanic, as I say. He's fiddling still, and then the gas in the place turns on. It does like like you can see it. I don't know how he doesn't hear it, but you can hear it, and you see it go. You literally, you know, when the ghost girl tries to stop whatever they're gonna do. He's gonna start the engine, and even the mechanic goes, and then it explodes. Everything explodes. Everything explodes. Which I'm going to call what I would call a slow explosion, because it's like they do the slow motion explosion thing, which I bloody hate. Die Hard does it too much, but they do a slow explosion, so it's okay, annoying. Hate them. Everybody's fine except for the mechanic, who's a gunner. His soul has left the building, sort of. And then we go back to the characters getting more character pieces again. Horny guy just being horny. The blonde guy and Karl Urban are like eating in the cafeteria, which is quite good. There's a good section because it's like it's a bit of banter. You obviously can tell they've got like a bit of history. They've got a bit of humor between them. Karl Urban looks filthy in this movie. He looks like he hasn't washed for months. He needs a haircut. Like, Karl Urban's considered a handsome man. It must be a Karl thing. And then the good wife, who is just friends with a ghost now, gets shown around by the ghost girl. She just gets like a tour of the ship. We cut back to the Karl Urban bit, and they're eating. There's like a bit where they're eating beans. Like, that's the bit. They're just eating beans. They're feeding each other beans. It's very romantic. And they're laughing. They're laughing, and he's like, "Oh, you've got a bit of," and it's not beans. It's maggots. As a British person, I approve of beans. Beans 2024. It's 2024 now. Beans 2024. But maggots, I ain't a fish. I ain't gonna go around eating maggots. So not for me. Not for me at all. Then we're back at the horny guy. They're really focusing on the horny guy because I think he needs to get his comeuppance now. So again, not even Longoria, because it doesn't look anything like even Longoria. And again, I can't show a lot of this because she starts to do stuff that YouTube will not like, but even Longoria shows up, and he's so horny, and she's like, oh, beckoning him, and then she's undressing herself, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna do a ghost woman hovering around what looks like a doorway to be like, oh, come in, and then it turns out not to be a doorway, and he falls through, and it's a lift, and he's impaled, like he was planning to impale her. You know, like it's one of them things where you're like, oh, I get it, it's an eye for an eye situation, right? Is that the term? No, it's not right. It's a comeuppance, yeah, whatever. The good wife is there. She opens after being shown around to the room of the ghost girl, she opens a big cupboard, and there is the ghost girl's not ghost body. She takes the necklace off her, not body, and goes, oh, you want your necklace back? And she can't touch the necklace because ghost problems. So the ghost girl and the good wife have a little heart, but you can't touch that. I'll wear your necklace then. Oh, what a lovely necklace I've got now. Thanks, ghost girl. She covers off with the rules of the boat. Basically, somebody is ferrying it. The dead. They're ferrying the dead. But they need a certain amount of souls so they can ferry the dead. Okay, we meet back up with the captain, the two captains having a chat and having a little chinwag and a drink, and he hands the ghost captain hands a file to the living captain, who somehow he can touch the file. I don't know. And to prove all of this, to prove all of the soul stuff out, like 100% is real, the guy who blew up the autofile, he is now a spirit. He's a spirit on the big ship Lollipop. He talks to the freaks out the captain, and then because he's like freaking out so much, they chuck the captain into an aquarium and lock him in there so he's not going to hurt anybody else. And they're like, as soon as we get to land, we'll sort him out. And that's what they start doing. They try and fix the ship as best they can. They fix the water, the leaks, and then they start pumping the water out, and then they somehow get the engine working, or they're planning to get the engine working, because the reason the engine's not working is because the water is filling up the engine room. They don't find the guy's body, the impaled guy, the horny guy's body. The ghost girl shows the good wife the horny guy's body, and she's like, oh no, and that's when she starts putting things together. I think she starts putting them together then, and then she'll put them together a little bit on. Because of all of that, the ghost girl's like, right, I'm gonna show you what happened and how it all transpired. Okay, now how everybody's dead on the ghost ship. So she literally Christmas carols her. She puts her hand on her shoulder again, very annoying because she couldn't touch diddly squat 2 minutes ago. But she puts her hand on her shoulder and shows her all the killings. I wrote all the killings down, I think. So it's like a Ocean's 11 style killing spree. I've wrote here. They poison some people. They cut up all the people using the wire. That's like the opening scene. I've already discussed that. They just start killing single people with like razors. Like that seems like it's going to take a long time, but that's up to you. They start shooting people in the pool. That was the pool from earlier on. They get the gold. All the killers, there's like 7 or 8 of them, get the gold, and then the singer gives this guy a wink like that, and he turns around and goes and shoots the other guys, and they're all dead. So there's just him and then the singer, fake Evil Longoria, and then they come in for a kiss, and she shoots him, and then there's a silhouette, spooky silhouette, and the silhouette comes out and kisses Evil Longoria, and then a hook from nowhere comes and like jabs Evil Longoria in the jaw. I can't show that because it is too gruesome. Kills Evil Longoria. Oh my god, it's the Farrier. He doesn't look a day older in the present day, because he's like 28 in the present day anyway, so he couldn't have looked 50 years. Of course he's not going to look any different. Everybody's dead except for just the Farrier's left, because he needs so many souls, and then the boat must just go on its merry way until he waits for the next like 6 people. He probably gets like 100 people, 120 people in one go, and then he's like, I'm gonna have to pick up like 6 people at a time now. That's probably not gonna really work out for you very well, is it? But big reveal, he's the ferryman, which sort of got revealed a little earlier anyway. Murphy, the captain, he's been drowned. When they were pumping the water out, it must have turned something on and filled the aquarium back up with the water. So now he's just drowned in the aquarium, which obviously the ferryman must have known. Then the water pump stops. The rock, paper, scissors. Obviously the only way to fix these sort of things, rock, paper, scissors. Carl Urban has to go under the water to unstraighten the pump, and then as he's doing so, one of the propellers starts working again and cuts him up, like proper slices him up. Then they show you a shot later on of just his face lying on the ground, like it cut his face off, like the movie, just laying on the ground. I think they had made like a head for something, and he's like, there's like a little fight thing where the woman, the good wife, tells the guy from Scott Pilgrim, not the guy from Scott Pilgrim, about the ferryman, that he's dangerous, but she doesn't like tell him that he's some sort of devil man. And there's a big discussion about it, and the blonde guy shoots ferryman in the chest. Obviously ferryman's not dead, that's not how that works. And then we meet the good wife and the blonde guy, have a little chat. Oh, it's not the blonde guy, it's the ferryman again, because he's also a shapeshifter with quite a cool shifting effect, because the ferryman wears this leather jacket all the way through, and the blonde guy wears like a vest shirt, and the leather jacket just slips on like from below the camera. It looks really good actually, but he just informs us that the blonde guy's died off camera. We don't get informed how or why or when. He's just dead now. And the ferryman fills in the rest of the details, that he is literally a ferryman. He needs X amount of souls because he was a bad man in life, so now he needs to like take so many souls to hell. So what he's planning to do is fill the boat with souls and take the entire boat to hell, and then he gets off scot-free, essentially. I think that's how it works, I'm not sure. So the woman has rigged up the place to blow instead, so to fuck him over. In the time, not very long time, that him and the blonde guy fought it out, she's rigged the place to blow up. And she's got the little trigger, wireless hand trigger. They have a fight, like a proper fight. He hits her in the head with like using Star Wars-esque mind powers, hits her in the head with a pipe, and she drops the trigger. And then she gets a harpoon gun. No idea where she gets a harpoon gun. And they're on a boat, I guess. She aims at the trigger with the harpoon gun, blows the place to bits. She makes it alive. Oh, she makes it out. I'll wait until I've adjusted this. She makes it alive. And just like 13 Ghosts, we see all the ghosts escape, including the little girl ghost, which is probably really important for a lot of people, that we saw the little ghost girl escape, like waving, like that. It's beautiful. She swims. She's like swimming up. I don't know how good her lung capacity is, but goddamn, it's good. She's swinging up to the top. The ghost girl is free. Everybody else is free. You know, we don't see the dancer, the singer, should I say. She's probably in hell, right? But everybody else is free. We don't see any of the other crew. Hopefully they're free, but I don't think we see any of them. It'd be nice to see a shot of them. She somehow gets back to shore. They don't show any of that, by the way. She somehow gets to the shore, and it's done. It's over. She's on a hospital stretcher. She's getting stretched in, and it's all done. Except for they found the gold, and there's like guys putting gold on a boat, and there's a police officer following them, and it's not a police officer, it's the farrier, and then there's a fucking mint rock song. It's not that. It was a really heavy rock song. It was actually a really good song. I wouldn't listen to it. Don't get us wrong. I'm not going to put it on a Spotify playlist anytime soon. But it was very 90s. It's also just a very noise film. It's a good one. I'd go watch it. I'd watch them back to back if I was you. So hopefully, but yeah, go watch that film. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe and do all the stuff YouTube asks me to do. Today's stream, YouTube wasn't sponsored by anybody. I wish it would be. Please. Shudder. Imagine Shudder sponsored me. That would be so good.